Today is another behind the scenes video. These are videos that are on the gear that I use either behind the scenes, in other words, when I'm making video reviews, when I'm making podcasts, or when I'm just using my personal rigs. What I use, and these videos are sponsored by Sweetwater, and the idea was maybe to show you guys stuff that normally you wouldn't see, because most of the time when I'm doing a review video, I'm just talking about the product I'm reviewing and not the gear around that product. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about gear that I use personally, not for doing reviews or demonstrations, and that is my Kali LP8 studio monitors with my Kemper profiler. And the guys at Sweetwater sent out these onstage studio stands, and I have to admit, they made a huge difference. Before, I was using some wood stands that I made that weren't adjustable like these and weren't as mobile, and I'm going to be talking about these more in the video a little bit later. So you spend a lot of time getting the gear to sound a certain way for the videos so that people can relate to what it is that they're looking for. And a lot of times when I'm not doing that, I just want to turn on something like the Kemper and just go, okay, this is the sound. You know what I mean? I don't have to hook up any pedals. I don't have to worry about whatever cabinets I have. Just my Kemper through these Kali monitors, and I get a fantastic sound, and it's pretty straightforward. Now, I'm sure a few are going to be asking the question, why don't I use the Kemper for the demos? And you could, you absolutely could. But like I said, usually when I'm doing the demos, I'm trying to relate something or a piece of information or idea to you guys, maybe through a pedal or an amp or the guitar, and I want to use practical things that I think you guys would have reference to or understand. This is just usually for me. I'm either practicing, I use this a lot to practice with, or if I'm doing recording, and that's something I'm using a lot of times for recording to get ideas down. This is very fast. So sometimes I'll use plugins and sometimes I use the Kemper. And so what's happening now is the Kemper is plugged into, in other words, I have two XLRs going into each one of these speakers, the Kali LP8s. These are the version 2s. This is an 8-inch speaker monitor. As you can see, it's pretty big studio monitor. And the reason I use these is a couple reasons. One, they're not super expensive. This set is about $500, which studio monitors can go up to $5,000 and come down in price all over, everywhere, pretty much everywhere. But most people are going to probably want the 6s, the 6 inches. I wanted the 8s because I'm using this, again, almost like a guitar amp. Like I said, Kemper right into these speakers. The reason I like the Kalis is on the back of the speakers are little diagrams that give you suggestions for what they call boundary EQ settings. And what's great about this is, like I said, I move these speakers around. So as I move them around, I can just look on the back, set the EQ settings to what situation I'm in. So like I said, I have these on stage stands, and right now they're spaced out right here. But unlike some of you that are probably using studio monitors for recording reference, they might be always stationary on your desk. I move these around the room all the time, depending on what I'm doing. One thing I want to point out is these monitors are not mounted permanently to these stands. They sit on like a rubber pad that kind of holds it on there, pretty sturdy. The height of these onstage stands are adjustable, and they have a triangle base. And what I love about that is it will run flush against the wall, or you can turn it and go into the corner of a room, and it's fantastic. And then, like I said, looking on the back here, again, I want to kind of go over this. What I love is no app, no downloadable sheet, no printed sheet. The graphics are right here, printed on the back of the speaker. You just find the situation your speaker's in, where it's at in the room, adjust these dip switches to match that. You have one master volume, and then you have XLR input, 1/4 inch, and RCA input, and of course the power cable, because it's a power monitor. It's a very straightforward speaker, and that's why I like it, because once you get used to a sound, if you move them, you don't want that sound to really change. You want to have a good reference every time. So I like it, and I like how straightforward it is. It sounds huge in the room. I have a big cavernous reverb, big echoing delay, just everywhere, and I feel like I'm just getting a full sense of the sound, and it's not super loud. As always, guys, I hope you guys like videos like this. Short, sweet, to the point, but of course showing you stuff that normally I wouldn't necessarily do a video of. Again, I want to thank Sweetwater. They were the ones that suggested the idea, so I appreciate them for doing so. And as always, I appreciate you guys for hanging out until the end of the video. Till the next time, know your gear.